Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so listen, wanted to pull Blastable out, kind of look at it, kick the tires a little bit, see if it's worth your dollars. So let's drive around. Let's take a look at it. Of course, if this is your first time to this channel, please go ahead and like, subscribe. You never know what kind of tools I'm going to put together. I'm going to hack together to help you grow your business. All right, so what we got here is we have now. Let me just squash something really quick, right? People have been asking me to compare this to Tarvent. It's no comparison, right? Because Tarvent, you use different tools. Tarvent is a nurturer, right? It's designed to nurture. You can do surveys in it. You can do landing pages. Not full-blown landing pages, but you definitely can do landing pages, and you can just do a lot more with it. This one is, I think this is good at what it does, right? I'm not going to take away from it. I thought the setup it asks you to do a lot just to get going. It does ask you to do a lot. So what I mean by that is just to even do anything, to unlock any of this, you have to set up your DNS, you have to set up your address, your emailing address, and they do all of that. If you're going to use an emailer, you have to have your email. I think it's ICANN. You have to have the rules to make sure you have your return address, phone number, and all that stuff at the bottom. All of that needs to be filled out first. You can't lock any of this until you do that first, right? So let's just take a look at it. This is the dashboard here. Schedule blast, different things like that, right? You can get into... You want to send an email blast, you have to go here, you have to look, you have to name it, you have to pick the list here. I picked one list here. A couple of things that it doesn't have, right? It doesn't have tags. So you can't tag particular audiences or things like that, right? And you have an autoresponder here. You can auto respond. You can select the list to auto respond, right? You set up your email list. Then you could set up your to create an email template. So this is kind of how this goes here. If you wanted to move a picture right underneath here, I gotta tell you, this is it's not bad, but I think for the cost and what you can do with this, it's pretty I think it's pretty useful. And what I mean by that is if you're just right now, you're solely relying, this is kind of weird, right? If you're solely relying on just some free user or something like that, even a Mailchimp replacement or something, I think this gets you for what you need here, right? You have some sign-up forms here. These are pretty much the standard ones that you can use here. I want to choose this form here. I can go in, I can do the edit, and so on. So I've seen this before. This is actually an engine somewhere because everybody uses the same one here. So the segmentation really doesn't, it segments by lists, right? And I've seen a couple of tools that come to Appsumo where they only segment by the list, which to me doesn't allow you to nurture like you really want. It doesn't allow you to say, hey, so that means you have to put everybody that came to a webinar in one list, right? Or you may have a webinar and you may have a webinar for people that came on Saturdays. You may have a webinar for people that attended during the week. You have to just segment by list. This is kind of how VBOW does it a little bit as well. They kind of just segment by list. And that's the difference. What I was saying, people say, oh, well, how does it stand against Tarvent? Tarvent's the price that it is for a reason. And they talked about doing some different things as well. So be careful. Don't let Tarvent slip by you. Tarvent does things by an audience, and they can do tags, right? And they can do lists. So there's like 4 or 5 different ways you can break that down. It's just total different things. So let's look at automation here. All right. So made it to automation. You can name your automation. Let me go here. Let me manage my automations just so you can take a look at it. So we'll go here. I'm going to edit one of my automations that I was working on. So we'll go next here. You name it, and then you want it to re-trigger or you don't. You have to set that here. So then you go into automation, and says, hey, I want to choose a list, right? I want to choose a list. And then I wanted to send an email, right? So I say, hey, send an email. Go right here, connect that, send an email. Then you can have possibly have it send a webhook to somewhere. Maybe pick up something else. Go here. And to me, I think for what you're trying to do, right? You can go here. You can say, hey, wait. You can have it wait here if you want. Actually, you can have it wait as well. Send a webhook and wait. So this gives you, I think for what it does, I don't think this is a bad tool. Actually, I kind of like this a little bit better than some of I think Engine Email is one and some other ones. I don't think Engine Email I don't think they had automations. I think they struggled. There was something they didn't have, and I can't remember. But for some reason, I'm liking this one a little bit better. I think they had better templates, Engine Email, but I don't think they had a lot of the customization that you can do. So you have that. You don't have, they do give you a custom API here, but you don't have any direct integrations. You just have a custom API. And I think for the amount of subscribers you can do for the price, I don't think this is a bad buy. I mean, I have so many tools already. This doesn't top any one of those tools. If you're using a free tool, if you're using a tool now, or if you're using a Mailchimp or something, this definitely can replace a Mailchimp for the price. It definitely can replace a Mailchimp. I was concerned that I didn't see a lot of reviews on it, even some of the larger review places, and I don't know about the future and the longevity of this tool. I'll just be honest with you. But I mean, it didn't do bad. I mean, the subscriber growth, and this is a basic setup here that you're able to see. One of the things, like I said, that I didn't, and you can have multiple domain senders. You just have to register each sender. I was going to do a versus against Tarvent, but the more I put them up against each other, Tarvent is just way better. I'm not being biased. There's some things you can do that you can't do in even some of Active Campaign and even some of the fancy ones. There's just some things you can do in Tarvent that you just can't do in some of these other tools. I mean, for example, in Tarvent, you not only could separate, you can separate your audience through audiences. You can do audiences here, right? You can also separate them through groups. So you can have audiences, you can have groups, right? You can have tags. So that's 3 different ways you could break them down. Not only that, you could actually see here on the last email or message that you actually sent out, or the last campaign. This is an actual copy of the campaign that I sent out. There's little things like this, right? You can actually send people on campaigns, or you can send them down journeys, right? And you have landing pages, and you have surveys, right? There's so many things you can do. Listen, Tarvent, and I'm going to say this for the last time, Tarvent is the price that it is for a reason. It's just the nurturing that you can do and the intricate details. You know how people say they want to get really granular? If you really want to get granular in your nurturing, in your email nurturing, then yeah, Tarvent is one that's going to jump off the shelf. If you want to just do regular emails and send them out, make sure people get them. I mean, here they even tell you what is your top performing link out of all the links that people clicked on inside of your email. You can see that. You have a little campaign scheduler. It tells you when the last time you sent one out. You have another one going out on the 16th, or today is the 16th. You had one go out on the 4th. You had one go out on Saturday. So there's just there's so much different things. And then the reporting is just crazy. So I don't really want to make this about Target, but people ask me, so I felt I should at least let them know 2 different leagues. I think you need to give this tool an opportunity, give this tool a chance, because it's not bad. This it was surprisingly better than what I thought. Actually, out of some of the emailers that came outside of Tarvin, the ones that just do email blasts and things like that, I think this is probably one of the better ones. So again, hopefully you like this. I tried to make this 5 minutes. I could not, but Blastable that's not bad. All right. So give it a test drive. Use my link below. I just think that it's a lot more. It gives you exactly what you say. You want the segments only segment by list, right? Or there's a condition, or you can segment by first name, last name, city, those type of segmentation. So you don't have the intricate details. And you can actually, not bad. Not bad. I would give it 3.5, 4 tacos. That's what I would give it. It's not quite a 5 taco, but if that's what you're trying to get accomplished and replace an emailer, that's definitely deserves, you should take a look at it. All right, this has been Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. Goodbye for now.